I go, hey guys, Sam, Cat, and Zero, and then you go, and it's Booster. And then, all right, and then I'll say this from Underground St. Louis, and we're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
Oh, so I just get to say, and I'm Booster?
Yeah.
Oh. Why did I come again?
Hey guys, Sam, Cat, and Zero,
and it's Booster.
We're Underground St. Louis, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show. Hey guys, Sam, Cat, and Zero,
and it's Booster.
We're Underground St. Louis, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
You are now listening to the best show in the universe, the Anthony Rogers Show. You probably wish that this was your show, but it's not. It's the Anthony Rogers Show. Tell all of your friends to listen to this show.
Welcome to Politically Correct Comedy Night.
All right, Politically Correct Comedy Night. I've been waiting all freaking week for this.
Your first comic coming to the stage is David Booster, the sexual cannonball. Campbell.
Yeah, he's my favorite. I freaking love this guy.
Well, hey everybody, welcome to Politically Correct Comedy Night. Oh man, we got a really attractive crowd here. Woo, I might get a little heated. Oh, hey, you know what the baker said when he lost his dough? That's just what I needed.
Needed. This fucking guy. Needed.
Why did the flashlight, the camera, and the remote control car all attend the funeral? They were grieving the dead batteries. Is this thing on?
Dead batteries. I can't with this kid over here. He's killing me.
I was at Red Lobster the other day, and I was wondering, how did they get the lobsters from the ocean to the restaurant? By helicopter.
I just had lobster the other day. Woo!
Who are the cleanest members of the choir? The Sopranos.
Oh, hey, he's talking shit on the Sopranos. As an Italian American, I am very offended by that. Get this Stronce off the stage.
Hey, buddy, I'm trying to do a setup here. Listen, you Italian, Dago, Guinea, Wop, Greaseball, Goomba, motherfucker.
Welcome back to the greatest show in the entire universe. Today we have two guests from a show that I've been on like probably a million times at this point. Underground St. Louis. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Good, man.
Probably should have said names. Booster and Sam. How are you guys doing? I probably should have said names as well.
Yeah, Booster and Sam. I'm Sam. This is Booster.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, I've been on your show about a million times, so I figured like we'd switch things around and like I'd interview you guys like and see how this goes.
We've had you on. I think
like,
it's been 7 or 8 times. I'm losing count. Like I don't even call you a special guest anymore. I just say, hey, and we're with Anthony Rogers. He's back.
He's back.
One of those things. Yeah,
that's funny.
Idyllic location you're broadcasting from.
Yeah, this is actually on the moon. This is a beach on the moon. Yeah, they don't.
Cool.
They don't, and the Earth's actually flat. I could see it from here. It's flat for sure.
The dark side of it, they don't want us to see.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, the Illuminati. I made some of these answers, but just for like listeners and viewers and stuff. Like, how did you guys come up with Underground St. Louis? Like,
it was my idea originally. Like when I was in college, and I said I would watch like all the like the History Channel stuff and, the Discovery Channel stuff where they're going out and they're, the Food Network where they're trying restaurants and they're trying new locations and they're visiting here and visiting there. And I was like, no one ever comes to St. Louis. And anytime anybody does, everybody's like, oh my God, somebody's coming to St. Louis. That's so cool. And so I was like, why don't we just do that? Like, because, in college, I explored around the city. I went to school here. So I explored around the city and I found spots. I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. That's cool. Why isn't somebody doing this about St. Louis? Because St. Louis is a small city. We only have a population of 300,000 people, but the county is huge and huge. Like all the surrounding areas and stuff like that are, when you rope them together, like the Metro East Illinois, you got Jefferson County, which is right there. You got St. Charles County, which is right across the river. And then all of St. Louis County, connected. I mean, it's huge and there's tons of stuff to do. And I was wondering, like, why is nobody covering this? And the news was kind of doing it, like the Show Me St. Louis thing, but it was kind of gay. And
Wake Me Up St. Louis.
Yeah.
Stuff,
it was like,
hi guys, welcome. Like two people with nice hair. Hi guys, welcome. And we have Chef John from whoever's restaurant in Baldwin.
And it's like, it's a 2-minute segment and they're so fake. And they're like, oh, John, you dirty little boy.
Oh, you're going to make a new omelet, are you?
Exactly. And it was just so fake. And I was like, what if we did like full feature length episodes where it's like, it's two people, going to visit and sitting down and like trying food and getting to know the owners and then talking to the people and interviewing them. So we started making videos and then like on location, but then, of an on location shoot, it takes a long time to like set up and then film, and then you got to edit it. And so the consistency isn't all there. And the guy that used to do it with us before, he said, he goes, hey, why don't we start a podcast? And we were already on one podcast, and podcast we can crank out a lot easier than an on location video. So that's how we started a podcast to supplement, a street level view of the greater St. Louis area. And then, also going on location. And now we're doing like comedy sketches, stand-up comedy. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, it's awesome, man. I think St. Louis definitely needs that. It's like there's a lot of good like artists here and a lot of like talented people. I think that you bring a lot of attention to, whereas like the normal like whatever is even status quo here like wouldn't cover. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah.
I think most institutions here are like kind of like extinct at this point. Really.
Well, no one covered you. No one was covering you, and we did. And that was the whole thing. Like I found out about you, and I was like, oh wow, like
that was when he was running for
House
seat.
He was running for Congress, and I was like, how come no one's talking about this? And that was the whole thing. Like our tagline is we go deep, because we do go deep. We talk about stuff that the mainstream media or the local media here is not talking about. Like we were one of the first people to report on the chef here from St. Louis that just won Hell's Kitchen. We were the first ones to report that he was actually going to be on Hell's Kitchen. He's a chef from St. Louis, and no one else reported on it until like, a month later. And then he won the whole fucking thing. Yeah. And I actually did a photo shoot with him, Chef Trenton Garvey. But and then we had you on, and I think our show kind of helped you win that Republican primary.
No, I think I told you that. Yeah, no, that definitely happened, man. Like, 'cause it got a lot of views on that first one, and like people were just like, I think it definitely gave a platform like to myself as well. Yeah, no, but like I think a lot of different people, you put in good bands and stuff in the mix. Like I think it does it for a lot of people, man, which I think was needed in the market, because like St. Louis is a really strong market, like you said, because like you understand the metropolitan idea, like giving that, like it's a huge fucking area of like millions of people. You know what I mean? And everyone's just like, St. Louis is just like a couple streets, like I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean that's because like the city population is only like 300,000.
Yeah,
but like the county and all the surrounding areas, you get millions of people, and it's like I don't understand how everybody and like everybody loves to live here, and everybody, even if they move away, they move back and they raise a family here. So you got like generations. That's why we always ask like, oh, where'd you go to high school? Because that's the thing. Like nobody fucking leaves. And they don't. Yeah, they don't.
Well, hey, you were talking about it going deep. Like I wanted to say, like, I cannot tell you how many times now people that I know in my life go like, oh, have you talked about this or that yet? Like the beer garden in Francis Park, or you being in the like election. And I'm like, yeah, we covered that like 4 months ago.
Right.
Like, if you had gone deep, you would have already known about
before anybody. Like, we'll give you insights. Like we covered a dog park that was opening up, but it was like a bar as well. And like everybody, and now it's all blowing up. I just got a notification on my phone from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that, hey, look, breaking news, it's open. It's like, we talked about that, over 3 months ago, and we told the date when it would be and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's definitely going deep. And, but yeah, the music scene was really big with us. Like we got on a radio station because of it, a couple radio stations, because we were promoting local music that the local radio stations here, the local quote unquote, don't, promote local music. And a whole bunch of bands and promoters were coming to us and saying, hey, look, I got this band. They're coming out. They're about to do a tour. could you feature their music? And I was like, oh yeah, and then just through small talk, I was like, is anybody featuring them on, like KSHE or 105.7 The Point? They're like, no. And I was like, well, that sucks. Yeah, we'll feature them, and they're pretty good. So that's the whole thing. It's like St. Louis, they all talk about like, oh, let's uplift, this whole area. And oh, if you're from the Midwest, we're proud, the whole Nelly saying, but nobody fucking helps out anybody here. And I think that's why us and you, specifically, it's so important for us to like,
came in and fill that
bands and local comedians, because no one was getting that from anywhere else. So yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's a tough market too. I think like St. Louis is one of those markets like the more you start to win and get like going, the more everybody like starts to hate you. It's like they would have that underground thing like I knew him before anybody, and then like you start to blow up, and they're like fuck this guy, and then like like do something else again.
Well, you think you're better than me?
Yeah,
yeah.
Who the fuck you think you're talking to over here? Like, oh my god, no, it's like we found that like when you and I did the comedy set. We did this comedy showcase, the Halloween showcase last week.
That was fun. That was
awesome. And we got, I mean, we probably had that place packed with just all the people that were fans of us. Better than most of the open mic nights around town.
Yeah, it was packed off people we actually brought, because that bar would have been dead without any of the acts and stuff, without the acts and the people coming to see it. You brought about half the crowd, I'd say, that day, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was like family and friends that I just like hit up on Facebook. But when we were promoting that comedy showcase here in South City, it was like a bunch of STL comedians on like some Facebook group, butthurt as hell, posted and was like, they started talking shit about it. And it was like, why? Because you're jealous? Because like, okay, yeah, we couldn't, we weren't going to sit back on our asses and wait for somebody to discover us, because we're in St. Louis. How many people are actually looking to discover people, quote unquote? So we made our own thing, like we, and we're doing it where we don't have to move to like a big city to do it. Why don't we just make our own thing here and become famous that way? And I love what you said to me. You said, Sam, it's like the heel in wrestling. It's like the bad guy in wrestling. Make everybody like love to hate him. Like it's like any publicity is good publicity. And next thing you know, you're Stone Cold Steve Austin, giving the bird to the whole crowd, and the establishment, and people love them. So that's kind of what we're doing.
Yeah, it's pro wrestling's super relative. I think it's just like that's all it is. It's entertainment, man. Like the whole thing. And like the Saturday was fun. That was a good crowd. I think like that was definitely fun. Luke said like the guy coming in like he came up in like a wheelchair, and all these people like helped him get up on the stage, and then he just like stands up like right after, and they're all just like that shit was funny. Like
I want a piece of
he kept on running into people on purpose in his wheelchair, going, excuse me, trying to get somebody to sit in his lap. I mean, that was I went up, I think was I second to last? I don't know. I went after too, and then you went, yeah. So I was like second or third to last, and I got up, and I was like, I had like my whole set in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been practicing for a few days, ironing out all the kinks, and I get up there, and I was like, holy shit, I'm a little drunk.
It's so late. Yeah, we had such late sets. Like,
I had family there, and they were like buying me drinks, and I had a bunch of friends there buying me drinks, and I was like, I haven't even gone up yet. So, yeah,
you just get up there like, hello everybody.
Yeah. No, it's cool though, man. It's with the comedy and the music, and then the food, that we all promote, because we do a lot of restaurants. You kind of get like a trifecta for a culture, and that's kind of what's promoting the St. Louis culture. Definitely. In this area, the Midwest culture, because we're way different than like, West Coast. We're way different than East Coast. And
like we may not do things on the same scale as like a New York or an LA, but we do them just as good.
Yeah.
And I think if you go to Francis Park, you're going to find some outstanding Vietnamese restaurants.
Right.
If you go up to Del Mar, you're going to find some outstanding Indian restaurants.
Go down Grand. And
there's so many places where like the Hill, I mean, that's one thing that we can leverage that no one else has. And I think it's just incredible that we have like this completely diverse area that we get to explore, and it's so spread apart that I think that's one of the big hurdles for promotion in the St. Louis area. There's so much room, and everybody's so spread out over Wentzville and St. Charles and Baldwin and the city and Arnold, and just like we were talking about. So promotions is kind of like a little bit more difficult, and I think underground is kind of filling that void.
Yeah. Well, for everybody out there that's never been to St. Louis, let me describe St. Louis this way to you. I read an article because Ferguson, Missouri is technically St. Louis County, and so Ferguson happened here. And I read an article and somebody said St. Louis is the most is not diverse at all. It's the most racial divided place. And I'm like, that's just not true, because if you look at, for anybody that's never been to St. Louis, it's like a miniature New York City. The city is like it has its own boroughs. Like we got our own Irish neighborhood, Dogtown. We got our own Italian neighborhood, The Hill. We got our own Bosnian, Croatian, Albanian neighborhood, Bevo. We have our own. We have Cherokee street is all like Hispanic around there.
Yeah.
And that's just and then you got like the north side. You got a lot of the black businesses and all that type of stuff. That's just the city. When you go out into the county, it gets even like it's a melting pot. But you have like your little boroughs and everything. And then you have like down Grand, you have like 1 minute you're at a Vietnamese restaurant, and next minute you're at an Ethiopian restaurant that's 2 blocks over.
That's world class, by the way.
And that's famous, that's like been, written up in so many like magazines, food journals that aren't just
because
local.
We're not on like the East or West Coast or something like that.
Exactly. It's not,
no one takes the promotions seriously. So it's like, oh yeah, if you happen to be in St. Louis, not like when you're in New York, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like so many people travel to
not
those
a
locations.
Destination as much.
Like we literally get called flyover states.
Yeah.
Like this section of the country. And I think that kind of that categorization is a little bit unfair.
But I think it's an advantage because nobody knows about Missouri. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think because everybody knows about New York and California, where who can we have all the information on their markets and they know nothing about Missouri. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that aspect. Like,
kind of like a secret garden only we know about.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I love this state. We got mountains, we got cities, we got suburbs, we got
low cost of living, liquor at every gas station.
Yeah. We're not Illinois. Yeah.
Booster and I. So we lived together, but my roommate before he moved in he moved out like abruptly because he said he met some girl and was going to move out to California. And this was like during COVID. And Booster would always come over and still produce the show and this and that. And we're really good friends. But Booster looked at me and said, why the fuck would he want to move out to California? And I go, I know. Just the cost of living alone is it's just gonna skyrocket.
Even if you go to it's like middle California, but even if you go to like northern Cali, like it's still really expensive because you got Lake Tahoe up there, a lot of really beautiful scenery. And a lot of really rich vineyards and stuff like that. So
that's the one thing here. It's like I think the only thing that's really expensive here is like seafood, because we're landlocked. We're right in the middle. Yeah. That's really the only expensive
catfish
thing that you have.
And maybe like frozen swai.
Yeah, try and get a steak on the coast and see how much that costs you. Get a steak here, it's not going to cost you that much. It's our gas I think just now cracked $3 a gallon.
Well, Missouri has a gas tax that contributes to that. So
but
we all collectively pay it down.
We're cost of living here is just, it's super, it's great. That's why no one leaves. That's why nobody leaves. That's really what
or if they do leave, they're always like, oh yeah, we lived in Pennsylvania for a while,
but we came back here to raise a family.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you're young, you're just like told these places are awesome. Like I tried to go to California and it was awful. I mean, like just like you're like told these places are awesome. You're like, well, if you ever want to be in entertainment, go to California or go here. And then like you go there and it's just like a beach with a bunch of people from like Alabama being like, look, the ocean. It's just like it's just, look at like the first time they ever saw the ocean.
I've never been to the ocean. I've never seen an ocean.
There you go.
I've never been to the beach. I've been to like Lake Ontario up in New York, but
it's not worth it, really. I mean, it's just like
I don't
not
worth
it.
Hand in my ass. I don't want to get stung by a
guaranteed to happen.
Yeah, like all that. But everybody's like, oh my god, you have to go. It's like I don't have to do shit.
Yeah, it's okay for like 3 days or something, but like Missouri is like fucking awesome. They're like we have everything here, man. Like I think, like to be honest, I like it a lot. Like I almost don't want to tell people how awesome it is when they're from somewhere else. Like
because you don't want to.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this place is awful.
You don't want to like a population boom.
Yeah. And then
Well, I mean, that's
and all of a sudden the line to Ted Drew's is 30 times as long, and you're like,
that's what's happening. A lot of people are fleeing like states like California and New York, and they're coming to states like Missouri.
Well, yeah, like I heard Charlotte got another congressional seat, and so did like Texas, and like Florida and North Carolina got another congressional seat, and then like California lost one because of population.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I mean when it's affecting you like that, it's bad.
That's insane. Like that's crazy. Like
you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck are you doing? Why are people leaving?
It's just too crowded. There's like what, like
no, it's not
8-9 million people in New York, and like even more than that in Cali.
Because California, it's huge. California is huge. It's not a crowded thing. I think it's policy and
there's also water issues. But that kind of goes.
Yeah, there's environmental, there's policy issues, all that kind of type of stuff.
Yeah, I always thought the water thing was funny. They're like next to the ocean, and they're like, "Where's all the water?" You know?
Yeah.
It's like
honestly, well, it's because they grow almonds in California. One of the big reasons for their big problem with water.
Almonds or avocados?
Almonds.
I thought it was avocados.
They actually like 95% of all avocados are from Mexico. Only 5% of them are grown in here in the U.S. and it's like only Southern California.
So it's almonds. That's
almonds. Yeah, they cost
not worth it.
19 times the amount of water to bring a crop of almonds to fruit than it would for an orange.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Why do you need almonds? I mean, like, when's the last time you put almonds on something?
It's like nut milks and like all the explosion in like, you know, people like healthy eating. So people are eating a lot more like nuts, like
so the vegans are killing us now.
It is true. A lot more people are eating more nuts.
They love nuts.
Yes.
A lot of people say, hey, those nuts, I want them.
These nuts, motherfucker.
Oh.
Get it right. God.
So what do you guys think is like the worst state?
California,
Mississippi.
Mississippi with the port. Yeah,
I don't even have to look. I'm not going to Biloxi. I'm sorry.
Have you guys been to Mississippi?
No,
because no matter how much shit we want to talk on California, they do have cool things to go to.
Yeah, we can spell Mississippi. We're by the Mississippi River. That's about it. Yeah. So
no, it's fucking crazy. Like we were in my friend Bruce and I were in like some city and like there and like we were like the only white people and they all just like looked at me like they wanted to kill me like the whole fucking time. And I'm just like trying to get a sandwich still and shit because I just think it's funny. Like I'm just like trying to figure it out. And then like my buddy's like he's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. We can't eat lunch here. Like you're just like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just trying to eat lunch at this gas station. All these people are just like looking like they want to fucking kill me. I'm like,
you should have just said, hey, I'm Rob Zombie.
Or I'm one of the hidden Van Zant brothers.
Yeah.
They started autographing their foreheads.
Right.
You guys are welcome.
Easy top.
You guys are welcome.
Yeah.
I'm his son.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I don't know. You get so much flack for being a white guy. Like you are like the target for white, like of just like being the white guy. Do you remember like when we had that incident at the one open mic? Did you hear somebody say "fuck you, white boy" and they were white themselves?
No, that's so crazy. I didn't hear that. That's funny.
Yeah, and it's like you're white too. Like, come on.
No, I just remember like one of them like stomping, and be like, I can't even do my set. And I'm just like, man, I wish I taped that. Yeah. I was just like, I wish I taped that.
That one guy did have a hard freaking time having anybody interrupt his stuff. I remember that.
That guy was bombing, and I think he thought what was going to save him was that he was going to come after you. And I was like, dude, he already calmed down. Don't do it. And then he went after you. And I was like, okay, Anthony, get him. You know, I think he just called him a little lesbian. And then
I don't remember.
That's what really triggered him.
I was just trying to fuck with everybody to just entertain myself. I kept hearing the same sets. I'm like, oh my God, I can't listen to this right now. I can't listen to this for the third time. And I'm like, I'm going to make this fun for myself.
Man, that's the thing, like creativity now, because everything's like so like PC and politically correct, and like, oh, people say like, oh, you can't say this or you can't say that. I feel like creativity is just dying. You see it in cinema, you see it in you see it in comedy. Because we've been to open mic nights where you're just like, holy crap.
There are a lot of remakes coming out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
That is kind of they're remaking Willy Wonka for like the third time in 20 years.
Why?
Something like that.
Yeah, and the people in charge like just keep like pushing like shootings and like Marvel movies. That's like their main export. If you're a billionaire, they're like, okay, watch this. That's the best entertainment they could do right now. Is like mass shootings and Marvel movies.
It's it's just, and Marvel's like done. I mean, they're still cranking out blockbusters, but I mean, ultimately the story arc, there's not like really, what are we looking towards? Like we were all looking towards the Avengers movies to see how they ended, but ultimately, like what is there now to look?
There are 3 other Thanoses, 3 other guys at the levels of Thanos, so we could possibly be exploring.
Yeah, but it's like it's been done before.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. This is why they're doing it. Movies in the Marvel universe are the new comic books. Like they still come up with comics and stuff like that, but they can make way more money making like 100 movies, even if it is the same formula every time.
It's the same formula. That's what. But the creativity's dead.
Yeah,
all they're looking at it.
Everyone complains about how AC/DC sounds the same, and they're one of the best rock bands of all time, or the most successful ones, at least. But
at least they write like different styles of song.
No, they don't. It's the same D.
You're telling me
G chord. Like I can play 5 different songs by AC/DC that everyone in the universe knows with those 3 chords.
No, my damn.
I know I can't.
But it's like
I'm just saying,
not every band.
If you find a formula that works,
not every band out there is AC/DC. AC/DC is AC/DC.
This is true.
This is like all these movies like are Marvel, but now it's like even like the Star Wars movie tried to do like the Marvel formula, like the newer Star Wars, which are just crap, by the way. They try to do the Marvel formula, like, oh, let's have like the same type of humor and the same type of it's just bullshit, man. Creativity's dying, I think, because it's like they just want to play it safe. They just want to. There's no art in it anymore in cinema, and even if there is, it gets overlooked by the big,
Yeah, I don't know.
The big names, the big remakes.
Small budget movies really aren't a thing anymore because of streaming services. So
I think like film and like cinema is like in the place like it wasn't like the late like 1960s where like, they kept making westerns over and over again.
Yeah,
I think it's like the same spot with like Marvel. It's like, well, it worked in the past, like blah, we'll keep making. I'm like,
yeah. The superhero movie
that's a fair comparison, actually.
Yeah, it's the new Western, it's the new sci-fi, because what was it? Sci-fi then, they superseded the Western genre. And that's how they were talking about, like in Toy Story,
Terminator, Alien, Predator.
Right. That's why they're talking like in Toy Story. Woody was the cowboy doll, and then Buzz Lightyear comes in as a space toy. And in like I think the second one, he goes, "Everybody wants to play with space toys, and we got sidelined." It's like that's absolutely true. Yeah, that there's kind of like a hidden Easter egg there about a history of Hollywood, but yeah, no, that I can't stand it, and that's one of the reasons why we try and get so creative with our stuff. Is because you don't see that shit anymore. It's really any like YouTuber out there or podcaster,
especially the reactors. Though that whole genre of YouTube always amazes me.
Watching something and then reacting to it.
Literally, like there's millions and it feels like so many people do that, and even in like other languages too. Like we only talk about the ones that are in English at the very least, but there are ones in like Africa and Japan and China and every other place that social media and videos get distributed. You have people watching somebody eating hot food and going, oh, isn't that funny, everyone? Anyway, tune in next week for another 50 million views that I'm going to get with absolutely no effort.
And we kind of reacted at like news stories and stuff like that, but we kind of pick a little bit different ones, but that's not our whole show. If you ever watch our show, that's never just that, like I think the last time we had you on, Anthony, we talked about that ninja who attacked like some army special forces guys. I dressed up as a ninja. It's great like I haven't heard about that from anywhere else, but I don't know. It's just,
and then before that we talked about comedy, and then it was pro wrestling. Like every topic that we have is going to be a little bit different.
It's different. We got our next show coming up. We're talking about like exorcisms, demons, and ghosts, all that kind of ghost stories and
spooky Halloween themed episode coming at you tomorrow live 7 p.m.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna air it by then, but
that's okay.
All right, this is Underground St. Louis, and we are walking around the Delmar Loop today to see if city residents know who their mayor is. We go deep. Are you guys city residents? Do you live in the city?
Yes.
Do you live in the city?
Yes.
Who is the current mayor of St. Louis?
Ain't his name Chris or something like that?
Ain't his name Chris?
Years.
Pierce? No. You guys from the city?
We are from the city.
You are from the city?
Yes.
Okay. Who is the current mayor of St. Louis?
The current mayor, the last I heard was Mayor Bosley Jr. And he was with us.
No. Are you guys from St. Louis? Are you guys from the city?
Yes. I lived in the city for a time period, but I don't live in the city anymore.
Okay. Cool. All right. So who is the current mayor of St. Louis?
Couldn't tell you.
Who's the current mayor of St. Louis?
I live in West County.
You guys from St. Louis?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
St. Louis City, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who is the current mayor of St. Louis?
George Washington Carver.
Close. But no. Do you know who the current mayor of St. Louis is?
Sorry, I don't.
You don't? Do you know who the current mayor?
I don't.
You don't? Lyda Crewson? No. Who is the current mayor of St. Louis right now?
It's Lyda Crewson.
No.
It's not Lyda Crewson?
No. Somebody came after her.
Oh, shit. What's his name? I forgot.
You from the city? Do you live in the city?
No, I'm from Chicago.
You're from Chicago. Okay. Well, let's see if you know. Do you know who the current mayor of St. Louis is?
No.
Who's the current mayor of Chicago?
Couldn't tell you.
Do you know who the current mayor of St. Louis is? No.
Oh, no, yeah,
You said you followed politics.
Not St. Louis.
Not local politics?
Nope.
Do you know who anybody in the local scene is?
Nope.
Who's president right now?
Joe Biden.
Ah, we got one right. You're a fortune teller? Or?
I do tarot readings on the weekends for people, yes.
Okay, so can that like predict future? Or?
Yes, it can predict your future, but it also just gives you a lot of insight on your life right now.
Okay, can it give you like insight to the president at all?
Yes, it can.
Okay. Do you know who the current mayor of St. Louis is?
No. Do you know?
You live in the city currently?
Walnut Park.
All right. Who is the current mayor of St. Louis?
It's a female,
Yes, that's true.
but I don't remember her name exactly.
Who is the current mayor of St. Louis?
She's a black woman. I cannot remember her name right now. Oh, you remember the name?
She is black. She's the first black female to hold the office. Yes.
Is it a female?
It's a female.
She just won. Yeah, she just won.
First black female ever to hold the office.
I was just want to say, I know it's a black lady.
Hers used to be it.
No,
No. Do you think your tarot cards could figure out the name of? Can they figure out the name?
No, they can't.
Okay, it's not like that. Okay, first black woman to ever be elected in the office.
Oh, I know her name.
Oprah Winfrey.
No, bro. I know her name.
Starts with a T.
I don't even remember.
She's the first black woman to ever be elected in the office.
I forgot her name. Does it start with a T?
Starts with a T. Starts with a T.
Oh, shit. It's,
No, shit does not start with a T.
Teresa?
Teresa starts with a T.
Tammy?
Tashara Jones. Tashara Jones.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Is it Tashina Arnold?
Close. Tashina Arnold.
Oh, what's her name? Tashara.
Tashara Jones. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She with us. Oh, God.
What if I said it started with a T? Her first name started with a T.
Tashara or something like that.
Tashara Jones. Tashara Jones. Tomato. It's all T's, Tashara. People are getting close though, so they're getting close to the name.
Tashanda.
Tashana.
Tashara Jones. I know. It's on the tip of their tongue. Do you know who the mayor of St. Louis is? Current mayor.
current mayor, Tashara Jackson.
Tashara Jones. Okay. All right, cool. All right. It's Tashara Jones. Does that ring a bell?
Nah. I don't care about politics.
Who is the current mayor of St. Louis?
Tashara Jones, I voted for her.
All right, there you go. You know your stuff. Cool. Her name is Tashara Jones. Does that sound familiar?
And all of that, yeah.
Okay, all right. Would you want to guess who the current mayor of St. Louis is?
Tashara Jones.
You know how many city residents didn't know that?
That doesn't surprise me.
Underground St. Louis, we go deep.
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 Underground St. Louis, we go deep. Peace out.
You want to get a shot of them. Best looking couple we've interviewed all day.
We are not couple.
Okay.